Hi, my name is Jeff DeVeronica of the Democrat and Chronicle, and in studio today is Hannah Lopa, recently crowned Miss New York USA. She's from Spencerport. She's 25 years old, and everybody in Rochester is real proud of her. Hannah, welcome to the DNC Digital Studio.
Thank you for having me.
This has been a whirlwind probably the last few days for you. What's it been like from family, some friends, from probably maybe strangers even on social media? What's it been like?
It's been overwhelming in the best way, I keep saying. It's just really amazing that the Rochester community has kind of come together in a way to support me and to congratulate me. People I haven't talked to in a long time, you know, everyone's just coming out of the woodwork and everyone's really excited, and I'm really excited to represent all of them at Miss USA this summer.
Well, you're from this area, you have a lot of connections, you've been on dance teams for the Rochester Lancers and Rhino soccer teams. Yep. Also for the lacrosse team, the Rattlers briefly too.
Yep.
So you've made connections there. Full transparency here, Hannah used to work with my wife, Chrissy, at Scott Miller's salon. That's how I know you. And that's why, you know, the sports writer's doing the interview with Hannah, because I know her. And I did see you dancing for the at the Lancers games too. When did you really start to get in your mind as a little girl that idea that I want to do this pageant thing?
My mom had entered me in a few just smaller pageants. I think they were like in Grease Ridge Mall by the food court when I was 4 and 5. And then I had stopped doing them, and as a teenager, I mean, I'd always watched Miss USA and Miss Universe and Miss America even growing up, and just always aspiring to be like these strong women. And when I was a teenager, I decided on my own that I wanted to participate again, and I had entered Miss New York Teen USA in 2008. That was my first go at it, so here we are, 9 years later.
Did you play sports as a child at all, or was it more kind of dance?
Always dance, yeah. I grew up dancing right in the village of Spencerport. It's called Expressions of Dance by Lisa. I spent my entire dance career there all the way up until my senior year of high school, so.
Which I know is very athletic. My wife was a former dancer too, so that must keep you in shape. What do you do to stay looking the way you do?
I love yoga. That was a huge, huge part of helping me get ready, because not only does it take care of the physical fitness aspect of things, but mentally it was just so good for me. I go to Breathe here in Rochester with so many different locations. It's just really, really convenient for me, and they've been really great in helping me prepare. Other than that, just a lot of cardio and, you know, lightweight training, not trying to get too fit, just trying to keep it soft and natural.
I'm guessing that they must have like a makeup team that helps girls get ready, women get ready, I should say, before you go on stage and stuff.
Yeah,
Are there ever times when you actually have to say, well, no, I actually have some professional training and this is for makeup?
The last couple of years, you have the option to pay for hair and makeup services if you would like them. You don't have to. You can do your own hair and makeup. But I pay for my hair every year, and I still do my own makeup.
So you're judged on, it says, character, poise, confidence, and personality.
Yep.
You've been through this as an adult, as a woman, 5 times in the Miss New York USA contest, a pageant. I think you were second runner-up last year, third runner-up the year before. Yep. Was there anything that happened during the interview process over the weekend that gave you the inkling that, boy, I thought I really nailed it this time and I have a chance? Or did you think, were you confident in past years too?
You definitely always have that self-doubt. No matter who you are, as strong as you think you are, as great as you think you did, sometimes, you know, you're in your own head and you're like, I don't know, maybe I could have done this or I should have said this. But for the most part, it's really just been, each year I come back feeling a little bit better just because I've had the experience from the previous year. So I think that ultimately led me to success. You know, they say you win the pageant in your interview just because that's really the only opportunity other than being on stage that you have to show the judges your personality and really who you are. You only have 2 minutes to do that. So it's kind of tough to try and, it's only a 2-minute interview. It's 7 on 1. We had 7 judges.
Line, huh?
So it's pretty quick, and it's hard to say all the things that you really want to convey to the judges and let them see who you are. So I definitely think that I got in everything that I wanted to say about myself this year, and that made me feel really confident coming out of interview. But at the end of the day, you never know. With that volume of contestants, there were 169 women. You don't know what the judges are looking for, and they always say there's a saying in pageants, different day, different judges, different outcome. So it's just when it's your time, it's your time. So I was definitely hopeful, especially because I keep getting closer each year, but this year was my year, I guess.
So in the interview, can you give us let's pull the curtain back a little bit. What types of things Because that's only 2 minutes. That goes by really quick. We've already passed 2 minutes here.
Yeah.
When did they ask you like, do you want to save the world? What kind of questions did they ask you?
Sometimes they ask you funny questions. One year I remember being asked, what kind of animal would I be and why if I were an animal? I don't even remember what I said. It was a pretty funny question. And then I believe they asked me to demonstrate it. But when you get older, I believe I was a teen when they asked that. You provide a bio sheet to the judges and they can read off of your sheet. So your hobbies, your interests, your accomplishments, your goals. This year they just asked, the first question right out the gate, why do you want to be Miss New York USA? And so for me, that was a really serious question because I've thought very long and very hard for many years about that. So I had a really good answer right away. The second question, it's very fuzzy because it happens so quickly.
Whirlwind,
it's the fastest 2 minutes ever. The second question, I can't even remember now as I'm sitting here trying to recall it. The third question was something about, I travel so much for work. I work in the motorsports industry as a spokesmodel and brand ambassador. And on my bio sheet, it said I've traveled to 26 states in 2016. And they're like, how did you manage that? And so I got to talk a little bit about that and my love for traveling. So
really good packer,
yep,
huh?
just 3, I'm a professional packer. You would think. Somehow at the end, I get home and I'm like, how did I get all of this to where I was in the first place? Because it's a disaster by the end of my trip. But it starts off strong and organized.
So you have to think on your feet. You have to have good answers. Obviously, that comes across in the interview. It's coming across right now here in our studio. So a lot of people will look at you and, there's a bikini portion of the contest, right? And I know there's a lot of people that think, there's a perception or misperception, you probably would say, of pageant girls.
Of course.
And you must get that a lot when you meet people. I don't know if they have the guts to come up to you and give you an attitude about it. Probably on social media they
occasionally.
Might. How do you address those people that say, why do you have to take your clothes off and be in a bikini to be Miss New York?
For the most part, they do give you a choice. In the pageant, you can wear a one-piece bathing suit if you prefer. I chose to wear a two-piece to show off my fitness. I worked really, really, really hard to maintain a healthy lifestyle, and so for me it was important to showcase that. It's empowering as a woman to be able to be on stage like that, and I know people think that it's so degrading, but at the end of the day, that's what I wanted to do. And to people that think that, that aren't involved in it, they will think what they may. I think when you're in the spotlight in any situation, no matter whether it's pageants or I'm stereotyped against just for being a blonde sometimes. So it comes with the territory and you have to take it with a grain of salt at the end of the day. I did this for me and this is what I wanted to do, and there's not always going to be people who agree with you, but there are going to be people who really support that too. So.
It's interesting because in this day and age of social media, how many people do you see that are at the gym or working out at home, whatever, and then after their workout, they take that selfie because they're proud of it. So why wouldn't you be proud of that? And just because you are in Miss New York USA and you're going to be in the Miss USA pageant, it doesn't mean that your next stop is somewhere where you're taking your clothes off. It just means
not
that,
at all.
You're showcasing. I remember talking about this with Abby Wambach once when she posed naked for the ESPN Body magazine about how I've worked hard for this body and I want to show people it.
Well, I think that all too often our culture sexualizes the female form, and that's something, in European culture, it's not as taboo, it's not as offensive, I guess you could say. So I think that that's another thing, is just our society is really sensitive to that. And the swimsuit portion of competition has been a part of beauty pageants since the very beginning. And while swimsuits and the styles have evolved, so have women. So I think that there's nothing wrong with it. We're all beautiful and strong, and we work really hard to live a healthy lifestyle. So I think we deserve to show that off.
So the crown, sash, you have to basically, this has to sleep with you, go with you everywhere now, right?
It doesn't have to, but I definitely don't want to leave home without it. I haven't really taken it off much since last weekend.
What would your advice be to a little girl out there, their mom or dad, their parents that are, you don't just jump in when you're 7, 8 years old and you have to sign up. You don't sign up, your parents sign you up, about what it takes to get where you are today.
It definitely takes a lot of hard work, a lot of perseverance. It's been a 9-year-long journey for me, 7 attempts total. So just never give up, never quit. It's really, people say such bad things about pageants sometimes, but this pageant has really helped me grow up and become who I am now, and has helped me learn to find myself and to really outline who I am as a person, who I want to be as Hannah and who I want to be as Miss New York now. It's given me interview skills, just really invaluable lessons in how to conduct my life and how to carry myself. And without pageants, I don't know that I would be this confident young woman, or if I would be in the same position that I am now. It's taught me so many things, and you make so many friends. I have friends all over the whole country. If it weren't for pageants, I would have never met these amazing, it's women and men, just even the staff of the pageants. Like, I've made friends with staff members. So it's been a really incredible journey. I'm just fortunate, and I'm trying to soak up every single moment of this that I possibly can.
Resiliency too, because you didn't win for 5.
You can't always win, and I think that's something that's important too. You always get a participation trophy or something growing up as a child in sports, and in dance we always would at the end of the year. So sometimes you walk away empty-handed. There was a year that I didn't even make the top 20 semifinals. I got cut. I didn't make the cut.
Did you ever think about, no, this isn't for me?
Not for 1 second. I've always wanted this. As soon as I came off the stage, you always have that moment where, especially that year, where you're upset and you're like, what did I do wrong, or what could I have done differently? But really, I started planning for next year. It's a really funny feeling too. I was talking about this with my family, how instead of now planning for Miss New York a year from now again, because that's what I've done the last 5 years, just planning for Miss USA in a few short months.
That's in Vegas. Has that been announced in Vegas?
They haven't announced the location yet. We're anticipating.
That wouldn't be a bad place,
we're anticipating Las Vegas. It's usually there. They had moved it to New Orleans for a couple of years, but last year it was at the brand new T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Now, is that a longer? Is it a more rigorous pageant?
It's about 2 weeks long. You show up 2 weeks ahead of time, all of the contestants, and you make different appearances and participate in different events and different dinners and things like that. And then competition is much, much more difficult because, although it's a smaller number of contestants, these are the best women representing their state. They were chosen as, the top girl in their state, and they're coming and they want to bring that crown home for their state. So I think it's going to be a lot more competitive.
Well, we obviously wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And representing New York and Rochester, New York, and Spencerport. And just a public service announcement for all you creepers out there. She has a boyfriend, so back off. Hannah, thanks for coming downtown today.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thanks for watching us right here at DemocratandChronicle.com.